What is up, my dudes? Time to do some homework questions from our shifting with function notation. I'm Mr. Mailhot. Let's go. We're going to do these ones. All right. G of x is this. Let's graph it. Okay, remember square root graph? It's going to look something roughly like this. Where's our new starting point? Oh, let's see, plus 2, so that's, remember it's the opposite sign, we talked about that back 1, 2, and we've got a minus 1 here, which means we're going to move down 1 there. There's our new starting point. We don't have a number up front here, it's just a hidden sneaky 1, so our slope is over 1, up 1 to get that next point, and for our purposes, that's enough as long as you know the rough shape. So there we go. So we're going to shift it now. We're not going to shift just the square root of x graph. We're shifting this graph that's already been shifted a little bit. How are we going to shift it? Well, we're going to move it 3 units. So if our first starting point was here, 1, 2, and down, all right, same starting point, we're going to move it 3 units. Now remember, minus, so we're going the opposite way, 1, 2, 3, there we go. Nothing else changed. There's not a number out here in front that would change the slope. There's not a number down here at the end that would change the vertical shift. So it still looks like that. Pretty sweet. You know, and if we took this and put it in here with this, so that was a bad explanation. X minus 3. This minus 3 is tucked inside with the x. So when we rewrite the equation, we're going to tuck it in with the x as well. So there's our x plus 2 from the original function we were given. But we're going to give it a little minus 3 as well from that. And then there's the minus 1 at the end. Let's simplify, though. 2 plus a negative 3 is a minus 1, still minus 1 at the end. And look where we ended up. Minus 1, hey, there's a 1 right there. Opposite sign, we're at 1. We're good. Let's go to the last one. 2 times g of x plus 1. Now this does not mean 2 times all of this. It does not mean 2 times all of this. It just means 2 times g of x and then plus 1. So let's write it. 2 g of x plus 1 would be the same as 2 times, well, let's see, what is g of x? Oh yeah, it's this right here. 2 times square root of x plus 2 minus 1 plus 1 at the end. Right, here's that plus 1, there's that plus 1. Don't worry about the domain and range right now. We haven't covered that in detail enough yet. We'll get to that later. Distribute a little bit. 2 square root of, well, it can't distribute inside, so it's still x plus, x plus 2 inside there. But it does distribute to that last one for sure. It actually did distribute to the first one, but there's just a 1 in front, so it's okay. Gives us a minus 2. Still the plus 1 at the end, so 2, x plus 2 minus 1. So this is what we're graphing. But we kind of could have done it without doing this other work, because check it out. Let's go back to our original g of x. Same starting point, right there. We're going to shift it up 1, up 1. Actually, you know, that doesn't quite work, because it's saying then that the starting point should be here. And we know that's not true, because when we simplified it, it ended up being minus 1. So, key, do this first. Do that first. Do the simplifying first. That was a terrible arrow. Do that simplifying first to see what you get. And then graph that. So we're at a plus 2 still. We're still at this minus 1 down here. So we ended up actually at the same starting point as we did with our original graph, which is kind of interesting. Even though it said move it up 1, this times 2 shifted it. Slope change, though. Slope is 2 over 1, up 1, 2. There's our next point. It's a little bit steeper than our other ones. Good enough. All right, guys. Do your best. See you in class next time. Remember, we're mathematicians. We can do anything we want. See you later.